I am absolutely shocked by the outcome of this Utah-Florida game. Obviously, I say that sarcastically. This entire week, I have been picking Utah to win, and they did so pretty defiantly, 24-11. And I wonder if Cam Rising was available, would that score have been any different? I said this whole week that no matter what, even if Rising is not available and he doesn't play this game, and even if Bryson Barnes is as banged up as he was talked up to be, I'm not worried because Florida clearly lacks the depth and the experience to compete with a well-coached team like Utah. It showed up constantly throughout the game. There were so many boneheaded, inexperienced mistakes that happened at very important, crucial parts of this game. I'm talking about the multiple false starts that disrupted a lot of their momentum building drives. And then the big one for me was that horrendously terrible miscommunication on the jersey numbers for that one punt return that eventually set up and gave a first down to Utah for them to score a touchdown. And that really started to build things in the direction for Utah to win that game. I know that this score is not a massive one. I know that this on paper does not look like a blowout, but anyone who watched this game knows that this felt like one. And for Florida fans, I'm not going to rub it in. I know that you guys are, you came at me this week on Twitter, but I'm not going to come back at you here. I'm going to talk to positives and what we can look for the future. I'm still optimistic that Florida is going to get it right. I am optimistic that Billy Napier is going to get it right. If you read enough this offseason and heard enough from Billy Napier and the athletic department at Florida, one of the biggest things that they've talked about is that they're going to be patient with this process. They don't want to rush things like they've done with the past handful of coaches. There have been so many since Urban Meyer that they've all blown through and not given any of them an opportunity to grow and develop a roster. Billy Napier is doing that. He is growing and developing a team, and it is going to take time. It is often such a misconception for college football fans to assume that your team is going to be immediately good. Everyone wants their team to be in the national championship conversation by year one or year two of a new head coach. Not everyone can get the Brian Kelly situation. And if anything, it's more comparable to what happened with Mike Norvell, where they were really bad at the beginning. They were terrible. And then they had 1 year last year where they showed a lot of signs of improvement, and then everything came together. All the recruiting, all the transfer portal players that they added, and then they became an explosive team with a ton of NFL draft prospects, and now they're probably going to win the ACC. They're my pick to win the ACC. I see a similar trajectory eventually for Florida in 2024. I don't know what to make of what will happen in 2023. That game's a pretty strong indicator that they're going to struggle. There's going to be a lot of miscues. There's going to be a lot of mistakes. But as we usually see with rosters that have a lot of good recruits, but just young football players, the more experience that those young football players get, down the line, eventually they're going to start playing better. You have to realize with looking at this roster, if you look at the two deep, with all of those young players that played today and that they're going to play this whole year, it's going to take time. You just have to let these guys develop. And again, that 2023 class that they signed, the 2024 class that they're about to sign could be really freaking good. I believe right now at the recording of this video, they're number 3 in most sites' recruiting rankings. So Florida fans, I'm not going to rub it in because I'm hopeful for you guys. I don't want to create, any jinx on me or any jinx on you by saying that you can't figure it out in 2024. Every year is new, but sadly, 2023 is not going to be the year for you. The one thing I will say about Utah, though, flipping the page here to reacting to this game, I was really impressed with the way that Utah stepped up defensively. And I think that they proved to me that they're stronger defensively than I expected that they were going to be heading into the season. Their offensive line played really strong going up against a pretty massive Florida defensive line. And then I really do credit Bryson Barnes and Nate Johnson for stepping up and handling things as best as they could. When Nate Johnson eventually takes over that quarterback job for Utah, man, that offense could be really, really fun to watch. Next season's going to be exciting for them. But I think that Utah is still in a position to contend and to win the Pac-12, even though I had originally predicted them not to do so. But still, a lot of games left to be played for both of these teams. Let me know in the comments. What do you think? Am I right? Am I wrong? Do you think that they should fire Billy Napier? Do you think they should give him time? I think that they should give him time. Let me know in the comments and hit that subscribe button. We'll be back. Make sure you check out Bet Online for all of your sports betting needs. For anything that I do betting related, I go on over to betonline.ag and I use promo code BELIEVE50. BetOnline has all of the latest updated odds for the NFL and college football seasons. Anything you need, whether it's futures, live in-game betting, no matter what, your football betting needs are met at BetOnline. And again, make sure you use that promo code BELIEVE50, BLEAV 50 to get a 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet online, where the game starts.